Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sunday nights for the full throttle face-off Tanso versus OGRL round 4 from Willow Springs. I'm James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Jim Cunningham this evening again for round 4 at Willow Springs. It should be an exciting one. I can give you a quick update on the scores. For some reason, it still won't bring them up on here, but at the moment, Tanso are out in front by 172 points. That is an absolute mountain of time and mountain of points that OGRL are going to have to bring and, try and catch up, really. But let's bring Jim into the booth. Jim, welcome in, bud. How are you?
Oh, doing good, man. Good to be here. Willow Springs, a track picked by OGRL. I'm excited to see what's going to happen this week. OGRL is going to have to do something to make up for that. There's no other way to call it but a good old-fashioned butt whipping they took last week.
Yep, absolutely. It was a decimation, I think, would be that situation. Tanso took basically out of the top 12. OGRL only had 3 places in race number 2. In race number 1 out of the top 12, Tanso had 3, OGRL had 3 again. Tanso had taken most of the positions there as well. Into qualifying here as well, we've only got a couple of minutes to go before we go into 2 races, 20 and a 25. But at the end of the day, Jim, they've got to do something now. I want to give you a quick rundown on Willow Springs. Initially, when we were talking last week, we said Ken Mills died at Willow Springs. It actually wasn't Willow Springs Ken Mills died at. It was actually the Riverside International Raceway. He died on their long back stretch. Now, if you've seen Riverside International Raceway, you can fully understand why he died at the long back stretch. It is massive, but he died going basically over 200 miles an hour. The car just flipped up in the air, crashed, caught fire, and ejected him straight away. And unfortunately, he died instantly. But going into this one, so it wasn't Willow Springs, just wanted to clear that up. Connor Pink, come on TRG, he says in YouTube chat. 1 minute 23 to go here as well. Again, bit more of an equal split in the top 15 this time. 7 to OGRL, 8 to Tanso. OGRL boys have got to do something.
Yeah, I was just sitting here looking at the scoring and timing, and it's a little more balanced. But I mean, to be honest, they're going to have to find some way to throw up their own butt whipping pretty quick, or this is, I mean, they was so lopsided last week that it gave it's given Tanso such a big lead that I don't know how they're going to recover from it. I really don't. That was that was rough last week, and I sure didn't expect that, especially not at a track that is known as well as that one was. This is a different animal completely, and that is interesting about Ken Miles. I remember the old Riverside track. It's one of my favorites, and I wish they could find a way to bring it back in iRacing or something. That would be really cool.
Yeah, it definitely will be, but unfortunately, we'll have to wait and see here and see how they get on. But going to look forward to this one as we come into the dire straits or dire ends of qualifying. So we'll keep an eye out and see how these guys get on. Should be fun. But let's hold on to our hats, ladies and gentlemen. See what goes on. And, well, pray that they will all get through cleanly. It has been a little bit of an argy-bargy, and it's been a little bit up and running. But let's bring you up the grid for race number 1, and you can see here on your right-hand side is Josh Arnold out in front with Dan Wareham in second place, Cam Fredericks in third, then Dan Forster, Bradley Tidwell, Matt Benson, and we've got Michael Dolan and Rick Wishon. Ryan Merriam's back in ninth with Simon McPhee in 10th, then Rick Modrich and Ryan Dudley rounding out the top 12. Curtis Matthews in 13th, Marion Sebastian in 14th, Egolf Soterio in 15th, Peter Woodmore 16th, Michael Chaplin, Jack DeGrand, Rick Sanchez and Joseph Lopez round out the top 20. Then Nick Marshall, Alan McCain, John Johnson and Mark Ossier rounds out the 24 spot race here as well. I just want to give a quick, why I've got 2 minutes, a massive congratulations to Curtis Matthews. Believe it or not, Curtis is celebrating his 5th wedding anniversary. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, his wife has put up with him for 5 years already. And how she does it? Well, she's got a message, a little thing in the Hall of Fame of wifery. I don't know if that's a thing, but it sounds like it should be. So, Curtis Matthews, congratulations there as well. And well done, Mrs. Matthews. You're in the Hall of Fame for wifery here as well. So, Heat 1 is going to be up and running. Just waiting for Egg of Soterio and Jack the Grand to get on to the grid, which is what they have done. And then we're going to be up and running and ready to go. Lights are going to be coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, let's run down into turn 1, into the Castrol corner. It's going to be very interesting indeed. Arnold off the line, Wareham off the line, Fredericks off the line. Everybody getting away. There's a little bit of few swaps in the background there as well. Cam Fredericks sitting in the middle. He has got Dan Foster right alongside of him into that sweeping left turn here. And Fredericks is bringing it to the Tanso boys at the front. He's got help from Tidwell. He's got help from Wishon, and he's got help from Ryan Merriam. But at the moment, Cam Fredericks doing a great job. Dan Wareham got off the line and got off the line cleanly as well, and is now sitting out in front at the moment here as they're heading off now into the left-hander before they come into, believe it or not, called Budweiser Balcony. So there we go.
Yeah, I don't know about I saw that name. I was wondering where that came from. Probably an interesting story. I noticed that Matt Benson got a really bad start, and several of the we got a Tanso car off the track there. Who is that?
Josh Arnold. That's your leader.
Arnold. Oh my goodness, Josh.
That's your leader, Josh Arnold here. What does he do? He was leading. He was sitting in second place at the moment. Was there contact? No. He just got a big old snap in that car. And unfortunately for him, he goes off the side of the circuit, comes all the way back on in 12th. But at the moment, Dan Wareham out in front. Dan Foster sitting in third place overall here. And he's chasing down Fredericks, who's got Michael Dolan for basically adding a little bit of defense. But we got Tidwell, Wishon and Merriam. A lot of people running off that final corner. You can see them in the background there at the same time. But still action taking place. Dolan, he is side by side with Foster. These are teammates. This has been a regular thing here, Jim. Teammates being taken out by teammates.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if that's going to be a thing this week or if they're starting to address it or not, because it's definitely been a problem. Last week, it started out, Tanso had three cars wreck each other, and we thought, oh, well, that's going to balance things out. And then a lap later, OGRL did the same thing. So, yeah, that's one thing they got to address. Got to stop wrecking your teammates for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got to stop doing it, and they have been doing it quite a lot, and it has happened quite a lot here. So we've got to be mindful to try and score points. They've got to stay out of each other's way. I can give you an update in the single standing. So basically the battle of the driver between them all. And at the moment, Ryan Dudley is holding the top spot. Then you've got Ryan Merriam, Rick Wishon and Cam Fredericks. So it's free OGRL chasing down Ryan Dudley at the moment. He's becoming the driver of the drivers, I suppose, almost here, and he's been putting his name out there and really leading the singles championship up for him at the moment. But Bradley Tidwell in there with Michael Dolan. Rick Wishon now is going to take over Tidwell. Is this going to be him letting him through? I think it is, but can Tidwell hold on to that position? He can't. Ryan Dudley, just talking about the man there, has gone through as well. There's a couple of bargies here in that top 25, but the one that score points here, Jim, they're all going to score points because there's only 24 drivers on the track.
Yeah, that didn't surprise me when I saw there was only 24 here today. This is kind of an oddball track, and I would imagine that some guys didn't own it and wasn't going to buy it for just this one race or something, because you don't see it pop up in a lot of officials. So I think that, that's probably why our field is down just a touch this week. Yeah. So, yeah, everybody gets points today. So every finishing spot really matters now. Yeah,
absolutely. We got 12 and 12. It's a 12-12 split here. There isn't one looping side. Whoa, Bradley Tidwell having a little bit of a blink. He's now got Ryan Merriam in behind him. Wisham still got Dudley tucked up right behind him. Dolan in there as well. There's a couple of people towards the back. Rick Sanchez has been off the circuit. Jack de Grand is also at his moments. Joseph Lopez, as you can see, off the circuit here. And Nick Marshall have had their own little bit of a ta-ta-ta Ryan Merriam is side by side with Josh Arnold as they're on that long sweeping right-hander right here in the end of turn number 9.
Oh!
Whoa! Wishon and Dolan. Oh, who went where? Oh, blimey, they're alongside each other here. This is going to be, oh, bro.
That was interesting.
Did the car on the inside come over?
I think it was the other way around. No, let's see.
Oh, it doesn't look like it, bro. I got to be honest.
I don't know. That was weird.
I got to be honest. I think Dolan come over a little bit here on Wishon, and then unfortunately he just got latched together and Wishon just put him across his nose there. I think that's the only way I could explain that one. Matt Benson running side by side with Ryan Merriam, looking for the left-hander now. Merriam manages to hold on, gets a nice little punt for momentum from the back end of Benson there. He just tried to usher him along a little bit quicker, making Ryan Merriam a little bit faster here, Jim. But lap 4, 14 minutes to go, and currently in the top 10. It's a 6-4 split to Tanso again.
Yeah, it seems to be the reoccurring theme weekly here. Although it's much more balanced today, and I think we'll see how it all shakes out. Certainly not like it was last week. Last week was just an absolute disaster. But you also had a couple of the fast OGRL guys had trouble last week and ended up at the back of the field really early. So so far that hasn't happened here.
Yeah. Benson now, Merriam off the side of the circuit. He's going to want room to come in. That gravel doesn't really slow him down. Benson's now, you can see, there is Ryan Merriam. Here we go, coming into turn 1. Benson's going to have that inside line. Is Merriam going to try and chuck it round the outside? He does. How is he going to work? They're going to lean on each other here. Merriam needs a space. He should have the inside line for Rabbits here. That long right-hander, they do. They're swapping paints, but they do get it done here. Fredrickson also Wareham nose to tail up front as well here, Jim. It looks like OGRL giving a little bit of a better showing of themselves.
They really are. This is much more impressive looking than it was. Just obvious what was happening last week. This is a little different. Oh, Dan Foster's flying down. I don't know what happened to him, but he just dropped 10 spots or so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So he had something bad happened to him.
There is Dan Forster. Oh, curb, spin.
Oh.
Going to get hit.
Yep.
Nope. You've just got to sit there and wait. Look at that. Good job.
Yeah, he got out of the way. Yeah, that was a good job. He got out of the way. That was nice. Unfortunate, but.
What's going on here? It's Joseph Lopez. Got a funny feeling he's run into one of his teammates. He did.
Golly.
He ran into John Johnson and then comes back across the track, and that's Mark Ossier who got stuck there. Ossier, Lopez back in pit lane. Benson under the attack here as well. He's going for it with Ryan Merriam alongside. McPhee's also along the inside as well. If they could hang it round the outside of this corner, though, they will have the inside for the next one. And you can see just up in front of them as well, Tidwell goes a little bit wide here. 12 minutes to go, Jim, and this is just action-packed again.
Yeah, well, we knew the racing was going to be like that, but this seems to be a wee bit cleaner than what we saw last week. There was a lot of heated feelings last week. I watched I had the regular iRacing race on as well, and I had the chat on them, and they were not happy last week. Several people were told to hush because they were, really arguing in the iRacing chat. So seems to be a little better. A little cleaner racing so far today.
Yeah, it does.
That Benson and Tidwell going at each other like they were, that's good, clean racing, though. A little bumping here and there, but they're not wrecking each other. That's the way it should be, or just like that.
Yeah, Ryan Dudley and Josh Arnold both on the same team here. They don't want to make the mistake, as we just watched back Lopez and also John Johnson. Lopez taking Johnson out here, coming into the final 11. It looks like Dudley has got that car sliding sideways. Loose is fast, apparently, so they tell me. Not entirely sure that's really a thing. Ryan Merriam with McPhee. He's going to be tucked in now as well. Why is Merriam not on the outside line? Giving Tidwell a nice little bit of a draft here. He's going to try and run around. Tidwell's going to try and hold the inside line. Is Merriam going to maximize this? I would be looking on the inside of Tidwell. Just go. He's leaving that door wide open, brother. What are you doing? Take the inside line. You've obviously got pace for days for Ryan Merriam.
Well, I think he didn't want to. I think he didn't want to take a shot at wrecking his teammate right there, diving down on the inside, and I don't know. I mean, he is faster, clearly.
Oh, mate.
That was close right there.
Yeah, that door was left wide open. Open. He should have gone.
Well, hopefully they're in their Discord together and can communicate and make it work and let Merriam get by. Since he clearly seems to be a little faster right now.
Yeah, Belver, that's funny, bro. That track looks like it was built by a drunk aunt. It doesn't look. It doesn't look too clever, mate, does it? When you look at the bigger picture and see what you interpretate it to be. I do agree with you, Belver. I think somebody just scribbled it on a bit of paper and was like, that would do. Maybe they modelled it on themselves. Who says size matters? Anyway, on we go. Bradley Tidwell, Ryan Merriam, and Rick Modric.
What's funny is I thought the same thing the other day, and I thought, oh, what do you do? That's crazy. But I'm glad you said it. Oh, man. But,
It does, though. That's the thing. It does. I agree with you, Belver. It does look very suspicious indeed here. There we go. We've still got a Tanso boys fight now in the front there. Ryan Merriam, Rick Modric here with Bradley Tidwell and Simon McPhee kind of leading the cork in the bottle situation. He's on the defense here because, Merriam. Oh, there we go. You can't hit what you can't see for Brad Tidwell, so it's got to be Brad, let him through, bro. Like, straight up. Let Merriam through. He's like a tiger on the loose here. He wants to go, and you're just there. Move over. Team orders.
Modric, too. It seems like the Modric and Merriam are both getting held up here.
Yep.
Meanwhile, somebody was off the track back there. It was a Tanso guy. Oh, no, it's Curtis. Okay.
Yeah,
that's one way to celebrate your anniversary.
Yep. She's already the winner, mate. Let's be real about it. Oh, he snapped and he hit someone there.
Oh.
I think that was Marion Sebastian. I don't think we're going to see a lot here. Watch that snap of that car coming in here. It goes in. Then it just kickbacks the other way. Bang. That was, man, that was harsh. You can't blame Matthews for that one. That snap was absolutely massive. Arnold and Dudley with Benson there. McPhee still the cork in the bottle. Tidwell still the cork in the bottle. And then you got Ryan Merriam and Rick Modric tucked in right behind. They are closing here. You can see on the left-hand side at the moment, the top 15 was a 7-8 split. It still is a 7-8 split in favour of Tanso. Matthews is in pit lane. Egov Soterio has been off the side of the circuit, but has managed to hold on. But at the moment, Ryan Merriam, man, I would have been kicking him out the way a long time ago.
Yeah, especially if they, like I said, especially if they're in Discord chat, man. Ask him to move. Come on. I'm sitting here looking. Yeah, it may be 7-8 in the split here in the top 15, but it's 5-1 in the top 6. Tanso is dominating the front of this race, and that's where all the points are at. There, finally, Merriam is getting by him, it looks like.
Yeah. Very bizarre here.
Is it too little too late, though? Have they lost? I mean, because this has went on for 3 or 4 minutes. I mean, these races aren't that long.
It's got to let him go. It's got to let him go. Rick Modric is starting to become under attack from Woodmore. Woodmore's pulled up here. Merriam is finally past him, I think. He is. He's got to go. You've got to let him go, Tidwell. Let him go and start bringing forward Archie Bargy on the straight. Merriam makes it with alongside McPhee. Tidwell sweeps round the corner. Merriam's going to have that inside line now as well. Is he going to be able to hold on here? There is Simon McPhee. He knows once these guys go through, it's going to be game over, and it does look like he's going to make it here. McPhee's trying to hold on to that inside. He wants a little bit of room. If he can get his nose alongside, he might be able to hang on to the next left-hander. Can he do this here, McPhee? No, he cannot. Ryan Merriam says thank you you very much. See you later. Adios, amigos. As he puts McPhee down now as well. The problem is Rick Modric got caught up there, lost a place to Woodmore, and is now behind both of them. So although OGR went 2 forward, they've also gone 1 back here, which is never good for them. But Cam Frederick still leading the way, but he's got Josh Arnold, Ryan Dudley, Matt Benson coming at him. There's the chasing OGRL, Tidwell, Merriam, then McPhee and Woodmore in behind. Rick Modric, Wish on him behind that. You got these battles of OGRL, Marshall, Jack DeGrand, and Egg of Soterio. I don't know why Jack doesn't put on his livery.
Because he likes his only handy thing.
Jack, put your livery on, bro. Come on, make it easy for me.
I agree. Yes, that's right. Make it easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I tell you, since Ryan Merriam got by, they're clearly, they're starting to move forward again now. So, and Simon McPhee wasn't too happy about getting passed by a couple of OGRL guys. He was trying to make his car a little wider there. Now it'll be interesting to see if Modric can start moving up there and get into that top, up further up in the top 10.
Yeah. He's going to have to try and make his way forward if he can. I don't know what Modric is going to be able to do here. He has got Woodmore first to deal with. And then he's got to get...
Go ahead. I was going to say, Woodmore's tough, to get by for sure.
Yeah. Woodmore is a little bit of a tough one to try and crack here. But doing a great job at the moment. Holding on off... Oh, my God. Holding off Rick Modric. Woodmore at the moment. Foster's trying to make his way back through, but he's driving a little bit of no man's land. We've got OGRL 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. 12-12 at the moment, as it's always going to be throughout this race. So that top 25 is going to be irrelevant today because they're all going to score points. But at the moment, Merriam's trying to go forward to Benson, but he's got Tidwell trying to block off McPhee, Woodmore, and Modric trying to have a go here.
Yeah, it's McPhee he's struggling to keep him back behind him. He's kind of off the track, and he's, and he was bumping doors with Tidwell earlier when he went by, and Merriam also. So it'll be interesting to see if Modric can make this happen. But I don't know. There's a big collection of OGRL guys back there, like you said. There's 5 of them together. They just seem to be, I don't know. The top 10 seems to be more populated by by Tanso. Oh my goodness!
Whoa! What in blinking Nora happened there?
I had to be contact.
See, OGRL. Oh, he come over on him.
Oh yeah, he did come over on him. Who was that spun him?
It's Rick Modric, but Modric couldn't have gone any further right. Watch the car at the back. He's literally against the white line.
Yeah.
He wasn't even turning that.
No, Modric gave him a lot of room. Actually gave him extra room, and it still happened.
Yeah, so I can't blame Modric for that one. You can bet they are in Discord, and if Ryan wanted by Tiddy, would have let him by. Well, he's managed to get by now, so that's all that matters. Bringing going forward here, Arnold and Dudley still fight. Well, I say fighting, they're not really fighting, they're on the same team. They've just been pushing each other along. Over the line, it's going to be one and one more here, this one, and then one more. As they're only doing 1:26-minute lap times. Oh, Arnold's on a little bit of the gravel. Dudley's in there as well. So still action. Maybe they are. Are they going to fight, do you think, Jim?
Oh, that would be no.
That would be a no.
Yeah, that would be stupid. Come on.
Nice short, sharp input there from Jim. No.
a man of few words, you say, but then I talk all the time. I don't shut up. How is that even possible?
You answer a question with just no, when half the time I'm trying to get a word in. Oh, there we go. Never mind.
Okay, well, the truth is, I can't do 2 things at once. You know that. I was
You've only
checking.
Got to watch racing and talk about it, Jim.
Well, I went into OGRL's Discord to see if the 2 of them were both in there together, just to see. And I was, like I said, I can't chew gum and walk at the same time, so it's a real struggle.
You are literally putting the species of man to embarrassment about now, Jim. You are literally proving that we cannot do two things at the same time. Dan Wareham's going to go over the line for the final lap. Jim, you're going to have to go back and improve, mate. You can't have this. I'll tell you, you're putting us to shame here. Final lap, Dan Wareham taking the final lap. Cam Fredericks is in there as well. Then we've got Arnold and Dudley and Benson, and then Merriam, Tidwell and Rick Modric. So OGRL. So it's basically Tanso, OGRL, Tanso, OGRL, Tanso, OGRL, Tanso, OGRL. And guess what? I don't need to carry on, but that's the same feeling all the way through this race. But Dan Wareham done an absolute stunning job. He's got off the line here. He's taken the win, bar any major issues, which, to be honest, I'd be very surprised if there was any. And he's only got a few more corners to go. He's got Monroe Ridge, Wings Leg, the Sweeper, and Turn 9. So they ran out and funky names by the time they got to Turn 9 and decided they're just going to call it Turn 9. So there we go. Never mind. But it does look fun out there, I got to be honest, as these guys continue on here, Jim.
So Willow Springs was the track that was in that movie when it was just at the beginning when he 10 miles through the wrench at Carroll Shelby. Yep. And they were racing at Willow Springs for that.
I'm going to have to interrupt here, Jim, because Dan Wareham goes over the line. He's going to take the victory in race number 1. Great job from him, taking that win in race 1 for the Tanso boys. Cam Fredericks comes over the line in second place there. Long way down to the start line. Then you've got Josh Arnold, Ryan Dudley and Matt Benson. They're going to come over the line pretty much simultaneously. Then Ryan Merriam, Bradley Tidwell, Rick Modric and McPhee. They're coming over the line as well. And then Rick Wisham once again is there. They depicted, though, that the crash was at Willow Springs at the end.
I thought they did. Maybe they didn't. I'll have to watch it again. But I thought they did as well. I thought they said they were testing at Willow Springs.
Yeah, because they ran from the start-finish line on the left, and they ran straight over towards Monroe Ridge, which is the corner opposite, because he come round Budweiser balcony and stuck it straight in Monroe Ridge. Basically, and that's what he did. So I've got a feeling that they got it actually wrong here, because it was shot at Riverside, but if Riverside is no longer a race circuit, of course, which I'm on the understanding it isn't.
Yeah, it's a neighborhood.
Yeah, so they couldn't obviously shoot at Riverside, so they shot it at Willow Springs, but it was Riverside where he died. Now, if anybody hasn't seen it, go to circuit.info, put in Riverside International Raceway, and look at the back stretch. That is where the incident happened with Ken Miles. The car lifted up in the air, flipped over, crashed, spat him out, set on fire. Hey, Peach, he died instantly. So at least it wasn't prolonged, and he died during the heat, of course. But they were unable to shoot at Riverside because it's no longer there. Right, let's bring you up the results of night race number 1. Dan Wareham is your winner with Cam Fredericks in second. Josh Arnold, Ryan Dudley, Benson, Tanso, Merriam, Tidwell, Modric, OGRL. Then you got McPhee, Wisham, Forster, Chaplin, DeGrand, Woodmore, Marshall, Egoff, Soterio, Rick Sanchez, John Johnson, tucked in right behind that. Then Curtis Matthews, Michael Dolan, Marion Sebastian, Joseph Lopez, Mark Ossier, and Alan McCain down at the bottom. We have got a brief little warm-up. In fact, we've got 5 minutes of warm-up here as well for me and Jim to continue talking history. So, yeah.
Well,
so
anybody who
was shot at Willow Springs.
Anybody who hasn't seen Riverside, there should be a ton of footage online, YouTube and stuff, especially old NASCAR footage there. NASCAR used to go there every year. That was their main road course they ran every year. So there should be a ton of footage of Riverside. It was a great old track, man. As a young kid growing up, Riverside was kind of like the first road course I was ever exposed to, and I hated to see that it ended up getting, Progress took over and turned it into a neighborhood.
Yeah, like Lime Rock. No, not Lime Rock. Oran Park in Australia, and that was turned into a thing as well. But the interesting thing for me is, as soon as that incident happened in '66, The layout stayed the same till 68, and then again in 69 to 88, and they only changed the layout in 89. So I am surprised by that. They took away that long back stretch, which does go on for a country mile, and then basically for that final year, they ended up closing it down, and hey, posh, done. It was then turned into a housing estate, just like Oran Park in Australia. That's also a housing estate as well. So I'd love to see iRacing depict that now. Oran Park, put houses on it and make you do a street dodge or something, dodging people. Oh, you do a fun game of Paperboy. If anybody remembers the
Paperboy,
the game Paperboy when you were a kid, it was on like an Atari.
I grew up as a Paperboy.
Oh, mate, me too.
I literally did Paperboy stuff.
Yeah, the game come out for
I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about real life. Well.
Dude, I was out doing it with my son last October when he was doing a paper round. So I was out with him, helping him, because obviously where I live, you can't, let's be real about it, you can't go out on a bicycle because it's a long way around. But it was 1984 was the original Paperboy game, come out on the arcade going by Atari. So if anybody as old as me, you remember actually having that there. I want to give a shout out to my wife. I've done that already. Go away, Jesus Christ! Stop blowing your own trumpet.
You're way old, Curtis. You're way behind, brother.
Yeah, I've already done that as well, Curtis. I've said she goes into the Wifery Hall of Fame for putting up with you for so long. I bet $5 in iRacing credits, they are in there. Lol.
No, they are in there. I did check. Whoever Digital Armchair is, I did go check, and they are both in the same. They are in the same Discord.
Well, there you go.
But as we learned last week, that does not mean that they're in there talking strategy. I don't remember who revealed that, but last week, remember we were talking. Oh, they got to be talking strategy, and we found out they were saying nothing.
Yeah, concentrating. So there you go.
Well, some people that's harder than others, like me.
Yeah, clearly you can't look at something in Discord and actually talk at the same time. Giving us men the impression that we can't do two things at once. I'd like to point out I'm doing multiple things as we speak. So hey,
look, I will give you your credit, and people have no idea how cool it is when you pull up those cameras and you pan over like that and you get that side-by-side action going on. You have no idea how tough that really is for him to do. Because I run the buttons sometimes for some races, and I am yet to even remotely be able to do that without it looking all herky-jerky and weird. And you do it smooth. It looks like it's like it's programmed in to happen.
Yeah. Thank you, Jim.
I'll give you your credit where it's due there.
See, this broadcasting malarkey ain't easy. Don't just sit behind a monitor, press a button, and hope for the best. I can tell you that much.
No, it's not. I mean, it requires 3 or 4 monitors. There's a bunch of stuff going on at one time for sure.
Yeah. So there we go. Right, let's get back into the racing. We've got about 9 seconds left to warm up. I don't play my own trumpet very well, Jim. I got to be honest.
That's what I was here for. I'm here to help you.
Thanks, mate.
My son just graduated from band, so I'm used to little horn play going on. So I was tooting the trumpet for you.
Oh, mate, it's literally amazing. Unfortunately, the only one I can find in Discord is this one.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's probably not the best one. You know what I mean? So there we go. Right. But really, it should be that one. Right, let's bring you up the grid for race number 2, ladies and gentlemen, here. And Dan Wareham is on pole position with Cam Fredericks, Josh Arnold, Ryan Dudley, and Matt Benson. Then you got Ryan Merriam, Bradley Tidwell, Rick Modric, Simon McPhee, Rick Wishon, Dan Foster, Michael Chaplin rounding out the top 12. Then beyond that, Jack the Grand, Peter Woodmore, Nick Marshall, Egov Soterio, Rick Sanchez, Johnson, Matthews, Dolan, Sebastian, Lopez, Ossier, and McCain round out the top 24. Right, Dan Wareham sitting on the grid. There's only a few left to get on, and then we are going to be up and running.
This grid looks like some high school reunion. It's a bunch of cliques out there. You got, several OGRL together, several Tanso, OGRL, Tanso, little groups. It's like little cliques everywhere. It's like high school.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Lights are coming on. 4, 5. Wareham gets off the line, Fredericks gets off the line, Arnold does as well. You can see they get off with such puff and energy, and then they just flat out go nowhere. as they carry it on here into turn number 1. It's going to be, as it will be here, who's going to come out on top? Wareham. Fredericks now goes alongside him. Dudley, Arnold, Ryan Merriam still fighting it out here as they're going into that turn number 2, that long sweeping right-hander called the Rabbit's Ear. Off once more. They're all very, very close together. I'm not quite sure why Curtis Matthews and Michael Chaplin, they left pit lane. They missed the start and ended up starting in pit lane. That is not going to be helpful whatsoever. But it's all going to be about here what Cam Fredericks is going to be able to do and what help is he going to get from Ryan Merriam, because he is going to need help here, Jim.
Yes, they absolutely. And I want to give a quick shout out to Michael Dolan, man. He came flying off that start. He's already up eight or nine spots already, as well as Sebastian. Both of them, they lit that start up.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling though. I'm just about to see something that's not going to be lit up here. Because Rick Wisham ends up going off the side of the circuit.
Oh no.
Oh, on his own, goes across Modric.
Wow, and tore Modric with him. Golly.
Yeah, off he goes, big snap. Tidwell loses a place to McPhee. I think that's just the back end of a slide we've just caught there. Fredericks at the moment, you got no help, brother. You are got no help. You're going to have to rely on Ryan Merriam trying to keep up at the moment. Side by side, Dudley's on the outside. Fredericks is on the inside, into that left-hander at turn number 1. Fredericks is going to hold on, but he's going to have to ring that round that Rabbit's Ear. He's going to have to grab that ear. He's going to nick his foot and hope for some luck in the process, because he's trying to go around the outside. He's got a long run. That car's got to hold. He's got to get the inside line for the next corner. He's tucked up now. Is Dudley going to give him room? Miles room on the exit. That's going to bring Fredericks up the inside. You're going to dive. Here we go. In he goes. Through he goes. Over he goes. Dudley's still holding on there. Still running side by side. And they have been running for half the track here. Fredericks needs this next inside line. He needs the next inside line. It is a left-hander. Oh, Dudley. Oh, my Jesus. Gideon. He literally just took the nose off. Oh, my God. Poor old Cam Fredericks, booked into Kim Kardashian's plastic surgeon. He's got no nose left. Done and dusted there for Ryan Dudley. Wow, that was aggressive.
Does that mean the rear end of his car is like 3 times as wide? Oh no, never mind. Look, I want to give a little quick shout to Ryan Merriam right there. He did a brilliant. Oh no! Nice. He had a spin right as I'm talking about him. Don't speak.
He's just gave him a shout out, and I got a funny feeling there was a big old dose of Tinternet. Is this? Oh no, there's a little bit of mixture of both there. I'm not entirely sure what went off. I mean, one was turning, one was turning down, and unfortunately it all just went a little bit Pete on. The Grand has just lost a place to Michael Dolan. Tidwell's in there with Foster in front. And at the moment, it's, well, the top 10 is not looking good. It's a 7-3 split to Tanso. So there you go.
No, it's not. Where's Merriam at now? How far did he go? Oh, he's all the way down to 15th.
Yeah, all the way down to 15th place.
Anyway, what Merriam did was he pulled over so that the car in front of him would block the inside line, which gave Cam Frederick the ability to move forward when they were up there in the front doing a battle. That was a really smart move on Merriam's part. Unfortunately, I know he's back in 15th now, but that was a great piece of driving by him, and it did help Frederick move forward up there. And I wanted to give him his credit for that. Unfortunately, he spun right as I was trying to do it.
Yeah. So, unfortunately for him,
that's a lot of red up front, man. A lot of red.
Yeah, it definitely is. You can see the top 7 really 6 and 1. That's about it. Tidwell's got to get on now there as well. GR standing starts are so underwhelming, says Connor Bink, and then it says it's a lot better when you're the one looking through the windscreen. Watching it back is a bit luster. It is. It was. You puffed up a load of smoke and then they just didn't go anywhere. So there we go. Tidwell's trying to get himself involved here. Go on, Brad, give yourself some welly. He's trying to get through McPhee and Woodmore. That is not going to be easy. However, Woodmore and McPhee are fighting it out here, Jim. I suppose you can only hope they come together.
Yeah, well, I would say teammates aren't going to do that, but we know that's not the case. I don't know. He's writing a Tanso sandwich there. It's 4-1 around him there.
Yeah, he is. As somebody who I used to work with, good old Zach Sweeney used to tell me, it's a OGR filling with the Tanso bread on the outside. So there you go.
Like one of those Oreo cookies or some sort of, I don't know if y'all have those over there.
We have Oreos.
Yeah, okay. He's the filling in the Oreo apparently.
Yeah, we definitely have Oreos. So there we go for him. As he's continuing to see what he can do here. Fredericks is under pressure from Dudley and has been wrapping that pressure up like an absolute trooper here. So good old Fredericks has got
McPhee. Something happened to McPhee. He's dropping down the scoring tower pretty fast.
Oh, is this teammate based? Oh, brother, where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, he's just still going. Going. Well, she's still going. Dudley's passing or trying to pass Fredericks. Fredericks wants that inside line. Dudley gives it up again here. Is Fredericks going to dive for it? Of course he is. He's going to try and hold that line. He's continuing to fight it out here. Oh, big snap from Fredericks. That's going to give Dudley the inside line. Dudley's given the inside to Benson. Benson's trying to follow him through. He does finally clear Fredericks. And was there a lot that he could have done there?
Yeah, I mean, he's off the course. Dudley's off the course.
Dudley!
Good save.
Oh, there you go.
He didn't lose it. But, that was a good save by him. But, yeah, he ran off the course. It looks like Frederick's going to pick up that position. And, that worked out pretty well for Cam Frederick.
Yeah. It definitely
now, the question is, can he run down Wareham? Wareham's got a big lead already.
Well, we're going to find out. I don't think he's going to be able to get Wareham. I think Wareham's wrapping up the win in this one at the same time here. Foster's in behind. He's got Woodmore for company. Tidwell's got Dolan, Arnold, and Marion Sebastian. Then we've got Jack DeGrand, who's trying to put his nose in to try and help out Tidwell here. This 7-3 split at the top, or 8-2 split at the top 10 now is looking another absolutely balmy army whitewash here, especially at a track you would have thought OGRL would have been stronger at.
Yeah, it's I don't think it's the tracks. I just think that that Tanso, they're just a little better as a team overall, driver wise. They're clearly showing it every week. That they're just that slightly a little bit better.
Well, unfortunately,
I hate to say that. I do have to say Matt Benson confuses me. Yeah, it was tough. Matt Benson is really confusing me. Every time I look at the timing and scoring screen, I see that American flag, and I'm like, all right, well, we're all right. And then I realize he's on Tanso. He's not on OGRL. It gets me every time.
Yeah. I can say this is keeping me entertained whilst I'm grinding oval for Indy 500. Oh, good luck.
Oh. Yeah. That's happening right these couple of weeks. A lot of people are going to be driving Indy.
Are they? Oh.
Yeah, this is big. This is it. They got the fixed races one week and then the open races the other, and it's definitely a grind.
Maybe I'll have a go.
I'm gonna have a go myself. I certainly in the fixed.
Maybe I'll have a go. We'll get on it together, Connor. Me and you, son. Fighting it out. I think you might probably have a better license than I will, though, so we might not be in the same split, but there we go. Woodmore and Tidwell, they're continuing to fight it out. Tidwell is on that inside line. Woodmore's trying to run around the outside. He's also bringing Dolan with him. There's a little bit of, play games going on with Arnold here. He just made that incredibly easy for Woodmore. Woodmore's now is going to try and go around the outside. Tidwell's going to try and come back at him here. Fredericks is side by side with Dudley once more. Now they're all going to go free. Are they going to go? No, they're not. Dudley's going to come out. He's going to bring Benson with him. Fredericks just got run over there.
He did. Oh, man. Yeah, it looked like they were going to go 3 wide, and I think Cam Frederick might have backed out a little bit there, thinking that was fixing to be a mess. They might have psyched him out there a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, unfortunately for Fredericks, he went down a couple of spots, but it's still a 2 split in that top 10. This is not good. This is where all the places are. It's going to be a 12-12 split in the top 24. Of course, they all going to score points. Chaplin's in pit lane. I've got a funny feeling he may have done something to himself. That's the only reason he would be in pit lane, and it looks like he's all on his own. Michael Chaplin. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. That's the corner they showed him banging into in the film, I'm pretty sure. So, there we go. But Tidwell, again, stuck in this group.
Maybe he was reenacting the movie there. Yeah, no, Tidwell's in... he's in a mess. They're all in a mess. That's the problem. There's just not enough OGRL guys up front to kind of team up and do anything. These Tanso guys are, they're playing like that schoolyard bully you talk about all the time. Next thing you know, they're all going to be sitting around the lunchroom with no lunch money.
Absolutely. Tanso have literally ceremoniously dunked the head of OGRL down the toilet, pulled the chain flush, and unfortunately for them, they are now coming at them at a rapid rate of knots. Look at that on that stream there. Look absolutely amazing with everybody in the same livery, Jack DeGrand and Lopez.
Look at this.
Oh,
Frederick said, I'm having none of that. Here, get out of here. And he hip checked him.
Yeah,
look at this.
On the inside line. Did he turn in?
No, Frederick went out there.
Just gave him a little bit of a bump there.
Yeah, get on out of here.
Yeah, Benson there. Frederick's now side by side with Dudley again. He's going to try and cut back underneath from a 1. Is he going to get him around the outside of 2?
I don't think that's not a good spot, especially not with somebody on your inside like that. He's going to have to slot in.
Absolutely. So there we go. But
right,
Fredericks is trying to come back at him again. He's going to be on the outside for this one. Is he going to be able to stay there? He'll have the inside for the next right-hander. Yeah, through the Budweiser balcony. Now off again. I think it was actually this corner or one of these corners that they depicted that he went and smacked himself into. Now round again we go through the right-hander of Monroe Ridge, then down the wings.
OGRL cars are on Tidwell's back. Spun it. I saw it in the background back there.
Yep.
I think it was all same curb. Yep, same curb that got whoever that was earlier.
Yeah,
a couple times actually. That's. I was about to give somebody a shout. Ryan Merriam's has recovered a little bit from his incident early in the race. He is back up to 8th place, so he's worked himself back up from 15th to 8th. He's 8th. He's doing a good job. Yeah. Unfortunately, OGRL just lost. Oh,
I don't like this.
That's not going to be good.
Yeah, don't like this at all. What's your iRating, Connor? That's what I want first, mate. I'm a B license. My iRating in ovals is poor. So tell me what your iRating is, and I'll see if we'll be in the same split, fella. Right, here we go. Round the right-hander now. Coming into the left. Fredericks wants that inside line. Dudley's turning around going, you ain't having it. But I'll tell you what I am going to do, says Dudley. He's going to send him out even wider than Fredericks really, really wanted to. Through the left-hander they go. Now the Monroe Ridge right-hander. Here. Over they go. Down the other side. Coming in once more. It's going to be very, very tough for these guys, Jim. I can't see this improvement happening. Fredericks is going to have a fight on his hands. He's going to have to go down swinging like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, the problem is if Josh Arnold comes up there and starts harassing him, it's just going to give Brian Dudley the opportunity to slip away. Right now, it hasn't happened, but Josh Arnold is all over him, and unless Cameron Frederick may just say to hell with it, and just go like crazy. I don't know. It's just a mess, man. Nobody has any help. It's hard to when you got 3 or 4 cars around you that you're battling. You need some help.
Yeah, it's a non-stop onslaught here. It's like
you look at I'm sorry. Look at that timing tower. You got 10 OGRL cars grouped together. 2 groups of 5 at the bottom here, and it's all red at the top.
Yep. It's a 4-4-1-1-1, and that's about it here. The OGRL just, unfortunately, are they just crumbling under this at the moment? Because I can tell you one thing, it is not looking good for the OGRL boys. Obviously, with the rounds coming up at the same time, we're obviously going to go back to the Tanso pick next week, and we go into Brands Hatch GP. We're going to finish off with VIR Grand Course, but at the moment here, OGRL are just absolutely getting full-on annihilated. Too many mistakes. Alan McCain and Rick Modric look like they've gone and done something to each other, or did Modric do it and then McCain couldn't get out? That's going to be a snap the other way. There you go. Comes on,
and
tries to get it back on track.
There he goes.
Oh, there goes Alan McCain. Wow. What's this for a game of soldiers here from Alan McCain? He literally just went and booted himself in the wall. He goes out to the outside, gets a slide on, and then, hey, presto. And then up the ridge he goes.
Use the banking.
Yep, use the banking for an extra bit of speed. And unfortunately for him, he didn't. But Arnold now is close, has gone past Fredericks at the same time. Foster's there, going to try and get past him. Could this be an OGR? Could this be a Tanso top 5 here, Jim? This is worrying for OGRL.
Yeah, I mean, they're just, they're getting beat up, man. There's no other way to put it. This is 2 weeks in a row they've taken a butt whipping. Mm-hmm. Ah, man.
Where are they all?
we're not supposed to have, like favorites or whatever, but obviously being American, I'm pulling for the American guys, and, you can't help it. And, man, the last 2 weeks have been brutal. I feel like I'm getting my butt whipped just watching.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's hard for me, guys at home, because I sit in the middle. I broadcast OGRL, I broadcast Tanso. I want both of them to win. And steering wheel died for Peter Woodmore, and I did wonder why your name just come up in bright red there, sir. We'll have a look at this very, very shortly. I just want to see this pan out down into turn number 1. What's going to happen? But Peter Woodmore clearly has got a problem with his steering wheel. Do you know why, or did it just die? What is it, Bluetooth or something?
Well, he posted, I don't know. Steering wheel died. That would indicate to me that, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. That's weird, right?
Yeah, because unless it's a Bluetooth steering wheel or something. It runs on power, doesn't it? Or did it just terminate? It just, by the looks of it, just terminated itself.
He did a good job of not causing an incident there, at least. Oh, yeah, look, you can see him trying to turn it and nothing's happening.
Yeah. Reminds me of the old Wii steering wheel, Peter, where you hold it up and drive like that. Is that right? I don't know if it's right. I'm only playing, Pete. Don't send me a DM telling me I'm horrible. I was only messing. Right, Frederick's in there with Arnold. Hey, Jim, you have to put out his disclaimers, otherwise God knows what happens in the DMs.
Right. That's the world we live in these days. You got to disclaimer everything. You got to tell people that coffee's hot. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. There's a saying about that the other day. I'm going to go into something really quickly here, guys, as well. There was a thing come out that hairdressers have to ask permission to touch the people whose hair they're cutting. Now, surely, if you go into a hairdresser's, how else are you expected to get your hair cut if you cannot be touched? I just find that quite amusing there as well. I won't tell you the words my wife used, but let's just put it this way. That person would be out of the door if they required that. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Ryan Dudley, Josh Arnold, and Cam Frederick still continuing the fight as well. I just find that absolutely bizarre. But there we go. That's continuing the scrap as well. Merriam's bringing along Dolan and Sebastian for fun as a 5-minute breakout now goes in. Oh, Arnold nearly punted Dudley. Arnold nearly sent Dudley off to the Shadow Realm. It was a quick check-up from Arnold, and he nearly paced Ryan Dudley. There's a car here somewhere. There he is. Is he going to be able to get alongside? That Tanso's already had it. That GR86 has already took her by the looks of it here. Is he going to go, Fredericks? Oh, he is, but that is the result.
Oh, Arnold.
I know that was contact, Jim. It's not
I know.
It's not about Arnold. There was contact.
I just meant that, Arnold was the one that ended up bad out of that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh,
was there contact?
There was, but I don't know which way round this is going to go.
Oh, yeah, there was.
There was overlap as well.
Yeah, I don't know. They were both kind of turning there. That's
always on the
one.
faster car to get past clearly. The USB connection on the Fanatec is rubbish. So there you go, mental note. Good advert there from Peter Woodmore. Anybody who has got a Fanatec, watch your USB connections. So there we go. Benson's having a nice little, I would say ding-dong, but I don't think he's having a ding-dong here. I think he's just trying to come back through the field on Lopez, who literally gives him the most amount of room I've ever seen in my entire life to allow your teammate to go through. So there you go. That may have been team orders. Anybody who disagrees with me, what the hell are you looking at? Rick Modric and Jack DeGrand still continuing to go with Bradley Tidwell in there.
Look at this.
Nope.
Modric.
Rick's off the side of the circuit.
He's using banking.
Yeah.
No.
DeGrand just goes through. And now DeGrand is ahead of Modric. But Foster now with Fredericks.
That was terrible, but that was awesome. He managed to save it running up the banking.
Yeah. Right, Merriam.
That was awesome.
Right, Merriam,
that was the save of the day.
Yeah.
Come on, that was sweet.
Oh, no, I don't disagree with you. However,
they're all going to try it. Now, look, now the other one's going to. He wants to.
This is not going to look good. Rick Modric. And, bro.
Oh, that same curb, man.
Yep. They haven't
That
learned.
curb has got so many people today.
They have not learned that. Stay off the curve. Foster has got Arnold tucked in behind. Then Ryan Merriam trying to come out. Merriam's got no help. He's got Dolan and Sebastian. The top 10 changed a little bit. It's a 6-4 split now. 2 minutes 52 on the clock. Where are you, Mr. Wareham? There you go. In turn one. I think we're going to have one and one more here before the end of this race. And the action's mainly coming down from this middle belt here. Poor old Ryan Merriam, Jim. Look at him. He's surrounded.
I mean, he has recovered. He went all the way down to 15th place. And he is back up to 5th. That's a lot of cars to pass, man. In these low-speed cars, it's not like these cars are fast.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
That's a heck of a driving job by Ryan, man. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, he's in trouble. I mean, he is literally surrounded by them. He had gotten up to he's back in 5th now. He's just going to have his hands full. But it may help Cam Frederick a little bit because. It can kind of take the focus off him. He was up there by himself for a while. Now he's got Ryan up there with him. See, you got guys already running off the track as Ryan's coming through. Look at this. Oh man, I thought he was going to send it there.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out here as well. I'm going to have a look at this now, Connor. You got me intrigued by this Indy 500. When is qualifying?
Yeah, there's a bunch of sessions. They're going to do them several days during the week, so you'll have to look. I haven't looked at the actual schedule myself, but they do several days this week of fixed, and then the next week will be open.
All right, I might have a look. I might spin some wheels here. I'm feeling lucky. Maybe not, but
you need to stream that one.
Oh, bro, don't. As long as I don't do it in VR. I tried that with the MX-500 and 4.5 hours later, I was still bloody in it.
How long did it take your neck to recover from 4.5 hours of wearing a VR headset?
It wasn't that, Jim. It was the fact I ended up sitting in a puddle because I was sweating. It was not good.
I guess so.
There's loads of sessions between the 6th and the 12th for fixed.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we're not in any... Oh, okay. I'll have a look, Connor. I'll have a look. I might see how I get on. I did think about doing some driving after this, actually. And then my wife said, do you want to get in the hot tub? I was like, hell yes, I do. So the driving went out the window. So I'm heading off to a hot tub.
Yeah, we can't blame you for that.
No, I'm heading off to a hot tub after this, ladies and gentlemen, for an hour or so before I get myself into bed here. But final lap of the race. How close is this going to be? You can back off that 12 seconds if you want. Dan Wareham. He doesn't.
He's
not. We're going to have one more here with Cam Fredericks now, who's going to be squished up here.
I've never seen anybody actually back off that was the leader.
They got it done then.
I have. He could have, but I've never seen it happen. We keep saying that, and I say it, on races that I'm not doing with you, but I've yet to see the leader back off. I've seen guys further down in the field back off so that they don't have to run another lap, but I've never seen the leader do it.
Merriam.
Oh, come on. That's a nice move right there.
Yeah. That's an honourable cause to miss racing, in my opinion. I do agree, Con, as well. I think I hot top wins every single day of the week.
Yes, with a pretty lady.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah, nothing better than that, to be sat in at 10 o'clock at night, to be blatantly honest. So there we go.
True story, man. Glass of wine or beer or cocktail, whatever's your preference.
You know what? I haven't drunk for years.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You don't drink. I forgot.
I will be the other day. My wife brought some ciders the other day and was like, oh, I fancy one of these tonight. I was like, really? I said, you haven't drunk for ages. She was like, I know, I fancied one. I said, all right. And you won't believe me, they're still sat in the fridge now. Dan Wareham's going to go over the line now. They're still sat in the fridge. We haven't touched any of them. As he takes the victory in race number 2. Ryan Dudley with Cam Fredericks here round the outside. You see Arnold's trying to get underneath him. It's not going to happen. I think Fredericks is going to try and get that run down to the line. Dudley's just going to play blocker here. He's going to play linebacker. He's going to come now. It's going to be Dudley. Dudley goes over the line with Fredericks. Ryan Merriam's in the same scenario. And then it's just a wait of blue and white before we get Jack the Grand here. Yeah, they're all having a little bit of ding-dong after.
Yeah. I always like that. I don't know why it's entertaining for me, but, I guess I'm simple, so it doesn't take much.
Oh, great, Jim. You are not doing well this evening, are you? Can't multitask, because men simple. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, no, I said I'm simple. I'm not calling men simple in general.
Yeah, but you're categorizing us.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's it, Jim, I'm afraid. That's it.
Well,
as our relationship goes, we're over. I want a divorce. You can have the dog.
Right. You mean my barking dog, the one that never shuts up while I'm broadcasting races?
You can have him. You can have him. While you're there, take the kids. It's just it all gets messy.
No, mine's going off to college. We're fixing to be empty nesters.
Yeah, but with mine, you get to go to drag track. So what more could you ask for?
Yeah, and also the hospital.
Exactly. Yes, this is also true.
Really?
Right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The results from race number 2. Dan Wareham again is your winner here. Absolutely smashing it up once again with Ryan Dudley sat here behind it and Cam Fredericks, who gave it a good old go. Good old college try for Cam as he takes 2 podiums this evening. Then Josh Arnold and Ryan Merriam, then Dan Foster and Marion Sebastian. Then Michael Dolan, then behind that is Jack the Grand, Bradley Tidwell and Rick Moderich rounding out the top of 11. Simon McPhee, Ego Soterio, Matt Benson, Joseph Lopez with Rick Sanchez, John Johnson and Mark Ossier in behind that. Then you got Curtis Matthews, Alan McCain, Rick Wisham, Peter Woodmore, Nick Marshall, and Michael Chaplin in there as well. So just going to give the guys a minute or so, see if we end up with somebody else in there as well. Connor's even said he feels stereotyped, Jim. That's it.
Well, I will say this about the race. It didn't end up quite as bad of a butt whipping as it felt like was happening. I mean, it's still going to be when the points are counted, the weight is definitely heavily red in the higher points positions, but maybe not quite as bad as last week for OGRL.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a interesting one. It was a great race. I agree. I quite like Willow Springs, but I think, to be honest, Connor, I think anything faster than the GT4, it would be a little bit scrappy. I think GT4, MX5, 86s, TCRs would be great
F4s
racing. Maybe F4s, yeah, but I think anything a little bit faster than that could be a little bit squiggly. So, that's what I agree. It doesn't look like we're going to have people coming in for a chat, which is fine. That's no problem. But if you do watch this back next week, get in here, eh? You know what I mean? Come and say hello. Tell us about your victories. But I was going to wrap it up here, guys, as well. Jim, final thoughts from you?
Again, OGRL still struggling and needs a little help, but it was a little better than last week. So good on them for that. And Ryan Merriam, that was a heck of a recovery to come back from fifth place there. he definitely had a good little run.
Absolutely. Definitely GT3s would be Bedlam. It would be Connor as well. Right, guys. I'm off to whack on my Speedos. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know. We might see you on a track sometime. Good night.